Hello folks, the old deplorable basket case here. So I posted a video a little while ago. I'll make sure to leave a link to it in the comments below. And in this video I talked about a major downside to being homosexual. Now in this video I posit a hypothetical person who is homosexual. And this person meets another person who is homosexual of the same sex, and they fall in love with each other. And they're happy together, and they decide they want to spend the rest of their lives together. And they get married. Incidentally, the only thing that I say about gay marriage is that as long as people are happy together and they want to spend the rest of their lives together, then it's wonderful. That is the only thing I say about gay marriage ever in any video. Sorry for that minor diversion. It was a lot of stupid comments left by a lot of stupid people. So I go on to say that as wonderful as it is for two people to be so happy together, these hypothetical homosexual couple, they cannot have a child together. And that is bad. And it's sad. It's terrible that people who love each other and are making a life together cannot have a child, homosexual or heterosexual. Now, I add that even if these hypothetical couple had the ability to have a child together, they might decide not to, but that is making a decision. That's exercising a choice. Having a choice is good. Not having a choice is bad. And that is objectively true. And I got such a flood of comments. I've never seen so many people raising world population growth as a non sequitur. This particular person commented saying, there is adoption and the ability to get a surrogate to be able to raise a child. That is true. Those are options. Those are choices that one can make. It's important to have these choices. It's good to have these choices, isn't it? If you didn't have these choices, that would be bad, wouldn't it? Homosexuals tend to come to terms with the inability to have biological children. Okay. Coming to terms with something and coming to terms with the inability to do something and not wanting to do something are two very different things. The one is accepting a situation that one is in. The second is making a decision, making a choice about what one wants to do. The difference between the two is big and important. And if you cannot understand the difference between them, then there is something wrong with you. Moving on. And like I said before, there are many ways around that. I would argue adoption is better than conceiving your own children because you effectively save a life. Well, if you're in a situation where if you do not adopt a particular child, then that particular child is doomed to die, then yes, that's a good point. But I can't help but think, how many homosexual couples are actually in that situation? I'm perfectly willing to believe that some are, but this is really not germane to the conversation here. It really does not have much bearing on what I talk about in the video. It doesn't. Also, not having the option to have biological children, his grammar, not mine, is not objectively bad. That is an opinion. The use of the word bad will almost always be subjective. You're objectively, in quotes, wrong with your use of the word objective. As long as a small portion of people in the world disagree with that, it makes it a subjective, in capitals, opinion. As long as a small portion of people in the world disagree with it, that makes it a subjective opinion. Well, there are people who think the world is flat. So if I say the world is round, is that my subjective opinion? I don't think so. So I replied back saying, no, having a choice is good, not having a choice is bad. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of the choice. This person replied back saying, that's your opinion, it's subjective. I replied back saying, it's not objective, it is objective, And yes, it is, no, it isn't, back and forth, culminating in basket of deplorables. Again, that is subjective. That is your opinion. You can easily argue that having the ability to make a biological child could be negative. Could be, yeah, in a very particular situation where contraceptives are not available, where abortion is not available. In a very particular situation, it could be a negative. How many people in the entire world are in that situation? How many, as horrible as that situation would be, how can that possibly stack up against the entire rest of the world having the ability to have children? It doesn't. It's not an effective argument. As it would require contraception. So in the situation that this person is thinking about, contraception is available. Right, because having contraception is good. Having contraception available as a choice is good. Would you argue that having contraception available is only subjectively good? Would you argue that? I wouldn't. And have the possibility of genetic mutations. That is your opinion, in capitals. For you, it is objectively bad. In a worldview, it is a subjective belief. In a worldview. That being your worldview. Your worldview is not everybody's worldview. Now, I say that having a choice is objectively good because people should be free to make choices. It's important. And when you say that it is not objectively important that people should be free to make a choice, it is not objectively good to have a choice, when you say that, you open the philosophical door to a whole lot of really bad ideas. Ideas that can lead to it is only subjectively important for people to have freedom to make a choice. So it could quite well be good to deny people choices. It could be good to deny that a particular people have the right to have children, which means that other people in power, for example, the government, have the right to make the choice to sterilize all these people. Having a choice, it almost doesn't matter what the choice is. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about the choice. It doesn't matter what downsides there are to making the choice. Having a choice is good. Not having a choice is bad. That is objectively true. Having the ability to make children is good. Now, if you decide that you don't want to have children ever, then you can make the choice to have your ability to make children removed. People do that. I don't think I ever would, but it is important. It is good to have that choice. Now, if you really feel that having the choice to have a child is not important, then you are saying that it's perfectly okay with you for someone else to have your ability to make children removed. And if you decide that it's okay for it to be done to you, okay, fine. Again, that is a choice that you are making. But you have no right to be saying that it's important or not important for other people. Now, granted, it is possible that there are situations where having a choice might not be particularly important. But no one else, no one who is not that person in that situation, or those people in that situation, have the right to be saying that. Only the people who are in that situation making that choice have the right to make that decision. Because that is also a choice. And as long as you can make your own choices, you are free. And as long as you cannot make a choice, you are not free. And if you don't think that is objectively important, then you don't think freedom is important. And if you don't think freedom is important, then, okay, go live in a dictatorship. There are lots of good dictatorships out there. Pick one. Thank you for watching, folks. If you have anything to say about this, please comment below. I'd like to know what you think. And to you, the person I am replying to, I've said my say. I won't say anything more. And everyone, again, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And good night, and God bless.